Hi, this is Anaya. Welcome to the channel. Let us first thank our Most High for this time, His glory, kindness, and mercy. Today's message is about the different timeline that we may be on and a few other connections to this coming January 7th, and it possibly being connected to the end of our 400 years of bondage. And also we'll be looking at the word clothed and how it comes up here in a few cases. And this is a video that I made in the past titled, Could 2024 Really Be 2012? It's related to this with a few adjustments to the date. Instead, from the eclipse to end the countdown to January 7th for the end of the countdown. The Hebrew calendar is based on the lunar cycle, which is roughly 29.5 days long. 12 lunar months of 29.5 days each adds up to 354 days, which is 11.25 days shorter than the solar year, which is 365 days. So there are 11 days that separate the Hebrew calendar from the Gregorian calendar each year. So 11 extra days times 400 years of bondage equals 4,400 extra days. And the 400 years of bondage is mentioned here in Genesis 15:13 through 17. So from Friday, December 21st of 2012, added 4,400 days takes us to January 7th of 2025. So I've used this December 21st of 2012 date as a starting point for these calculations because the Mayan calendar long count period was to end on that date. And the 2012 phenomenon was a range of eschatological beliefs that cataclysmic or transformative events would occur on or around the 21st of December 2012. In the book The End of Days, Armageddon, and the Prophecy of the Return, Zechariah Sitchin predicted that the Anunnaki would return to Earth possibly as soon as 2012. According to the popular theory presented by author Zechariah Sitchin, the Anunnaki, a race of extraterrestrials from a planet called Nibiru, would visit Earth every 3,600 years, because that is the supposed orbital period of Nibiru around the Sun, which is believed to have a highly elliptical orbit that brings it close to Earth at regular intervals. However, this theory is widely considered pseudoscience and not supported by any specific evidence, any scientific evidence. So, 3,600 years counted back from the year 2025 takes us to the year 1575 BCE, and that's before the Common Era. So, before that, we counted backwards in years. And this is around the same time as our first Exodus. This is Adam's lineage chart, with the years represented on the left, and the place to verify it in the Bible in the middle, and the person represented on the right, and these two events. So 4,400 in the Strong's Bible Hub Concordance means a message. And the verse that goes with that is Haggai 1:13. Then spake Haggai, the Most High's messenger, and the Most High's message unto the people, saying, I am with you, saith the Most High. So we're going to go back to the year 2024 new moon phase chart. And the Hebrew New Year is always marked by the first new moon after the spring equinox. And as you can see, the spring equinox for this year was on March 19th, after March's new moon on the 10th. So, April's new moon marks the first month, with May for the 2nd, and June for the 3rd, July for the 4th, August for the 5th, September for the 6th, October for the 7th, and November for the 8th, December 1st for the 9th month, and December 30th for the 10th month. So December 30th marks the 10th month. So January 7th places us in the 10th Hebrew month. So a day begins with a day at daylight, because God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. However, we observe Passover in the evening because that's when we left after the sun was down or at night for our first Exodus. So January 7th places us in the 10th Hebrew month, Tebeth. And as you can see, Tebeth lines up at the bottom here between December and January. And Genesis 8:4-5 speaks about the 10th month, and the waters decreased continually until the 10th month, and in the 10th month, on the first day of the month, were the tops of the mountain seen. So the ark rested in the 7th month. So some people, including me, think that we're in the times of distress, almost like a flood of injustices, natural and unnatural disasters, lots of weird and crazy events and times. And I say, just because the major woes and sorrows haven't directly affected us, be grateful. And these are some trying times, but they could be way worse. It is written that only with our eyes we will see the reward of the sinners. So Esther, or Hadassah, was crowned queen in the 10th month. And her Hebrew lineage was hidden until she had to reveal it. When it was going to be decreed that the Hebrews were going to be killed, then the king reversed the decree. And the king permitted the Jews to assemble and defend themselves, and to annihilate all people who were hostile to them. So this is the 2025 new moon phase chart. And January 29th new moon marks the 11th month. And February 27th is the 12th month. And March's new moon on the 29th will mark the beginning of the Hebrew New Year, because it's the first new moon after the spring equinox on March 20th. So I googled what takes place on January 7th of 2025. And these holidays include Distaff Day, Harlem Globetrotters Day, and I'm not going to take it anymore day. Distaff Day, also called Rock Day, is January 7th, the day after the Feast of Epiphany. The Feast of Epiphany, also known as Three Kings Day, is a Christian holiday that takes place on January 6th. It commemorates the manifestation of Jesus to the world, including the three Magi's visit. The distaff, or rock, used in spinning was the only means of turning raw wool, cotton, or flax into thread, which could then be woven into cloth. National Harlem Globetrotters Day is celebrated on January 7th. The anniversary of the Harlem Globetrotters' first game is in 1927. In 1927, in the Strong's Concordance, means to be at home in the Greek. It means beauty in the Hebrew. I'm not going to take it anymore day is a day that commemorates the fight against injustices and the refusal to accept what is wrong. It is celebrated annually on January 7th. The day is a reminder that people have the right to fight back against injustices and to live their own lives. It is a day to stand up for what is right and to make things fair for everyone. Also in history, January 7th in 1927, the first transatlantic telephone service is established. A 3-minute call between New York and London cost about $45 US, which is roughly $550 in today's dollars. And also in history, U.S. recognizes Cuban government on January 7th of 1959. TikTok faces a January 19th, 2025 deadline to find a new U.S. owner or shut down. Despite the looming deadline, TikTok employees and ad buyers act as if nothing will change. TikTok's legal team is fighting the ban, hoping for an injunction or political resolution. So from January 19th of 2025 to from December 21st of 2012 gives us 412 days. So that December 21st of 2012 was the Mayan calendar end count. And to the date of TikTok closing is 44 and 12, and that means before, at the beginning. And the usage is first, in the first place, before, or formerly. And the verse that goes with that is Matthew 6:30 through 34. And that speaks about being clothed. Wherefore, if God so clothe the grass of the field, which today is, and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O you of little faith? Therefore take no thought, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek. For your heavenly Father knoweth that you have need of all these things. But seek ye first the kingdom of God, and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Take therefore no thought for tomorrow, for the morrow shall take thought for the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. So, it's speaking about being clothed again. And because of the thread being spun into cloth on this day, maybe it's when we'll be clothed or equipped with provisions, protection, healing, and guidance. So January 7th is the day after the presidential certification, counting from December 21st of 2012. From Trump's first inauguration to his second inauguration, there's 2,922 days. 2922 means a patch or a piece of cloth. So there's the cloth again. And it also means a lamb. So Donald Trump was born on June 14th, 1946. From his birthday to the date of his first inauguration, he was 70 years old, 7 months and 7 days. So, he was in a casino, and that 777 is associated with jackpot, so that just, these numbers are kind of making me think. And it was also the year 2017, or Hebrew year 5777. So this verse that goes with this is just a verse that I added. 1 Corinthians 15:51 through 54. Listen, I tell you a mystery. We will not all sleep, but we will all be changed in an instant, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trumpet. For the trumpet will sound, the dead will be raised imperishable, and we will be changed. For the perishable must be clothed with imperishable, and the mortal with immortality. When the perishable has been clothed with the imperishable, and the mortal with immortality, then the saying that is written will come to pass. Death has been swallowed up in victory. So 2 times men were taken without having to see death. So I say only Yah knows if we will gain immortality. We may not have to see death. So Enoch lived 365 years, and one day he disappeared because God took him. And Elijah said to Elisha, tell me, what can I do for you before I am taken away? And suddenly a chariot of fire appeared, drawn by horses of fire. It drove between the 2 men, separating them, and Elijah was carried by a whirlwind into heaven as they disappeared from his sight. So 365 years of Enoch made me think of the 365 days of the Gregorian calendar. So I decided to look that up. And 365 means to renew. And it is used to describe the process of renewal or rejuvenation. In the biblical context, it often refers to the spiritual renewal of the mind. And in the Hebrew, it means hind, which is a female deer. And 354, I just decided to look that up because that is the number of the Hebrew year, or the Hebrew days for a year. And 354 in the Strong's Concordance Greek means ascension. It refers specifically to the act of being taken up or ascended. In the New Testament, it is used to describe the ascension of Jesus. And in the Hebrew, it means deer, hart, or stag, which is a male deer. So that's kind of strange. 354 in the Hebrew means a deer, and 365 in the Hebrew means a deer, both male and female. So, January 7th of 2025 will be part of the year 5785. And 5785 means ore, and its definition is skin, hide, or leather. And the verse that goes with it is Genesis 3:21. Unto Adam, also to his wife, did the Most High God make coats to skin and clothe them. So from today, November 22nd, to January 7th of 2025, there's 46 days. So 46 in the Strongs means unshrunken or new. So also today, January 22nd, was the day JFK was assassinated. So the verse that goes with unshrunken or new is Matthew 9:16 through 17. No one sews a patch of unshrunk cloth on an old garment, for the patch will pull away from the garment, making the tear worse. Neither do people pour new wine into old wineskins. If they do, the skins will burst, and the wine will run out, and the wineskins will be ruined. No, they pour new wine into new wineskins, and both are preserved. 2 Thessalonians 5:4 through 6. But you, brethren, are not in the darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. You are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not the night nor of darkness. We are not of the night nor of the darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as others do, but let us watch and be sober. Sorry about that, I got a little distracted. Anyways, that will be all for now. I thank you for listening and watching. May our Most High forgive us, heal us, guide us, and give us grace, kindness, and mercy. May there be truth, peace, healing, and redemption, and forgiveness for us and all who love and glorify Him and our loved ones. All glory and honor to you alone, Holy Redeemer, Yah. Thank you.